Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's April 7th, 2022. MAAP, a real talk show with your host, George Nemeh, behind the camera. Today we have some breaking news for you. As legally as it can, we have to mention this is MAAP REAL talk show twice, and we here at the state capitol in Arizona State Capitol building. Behind us is the House of Representatives, and I have a breaking news for you. And please introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Rayana, Elden. And we're just some of the people here. We've submitted a petition. Once again, you heard from Daniel Wood last week, and we've submitted a petition again this morning to the House of Representatives, which is behind us here, and across the way is the Senate building. And we want accountability from our representatives. We want movement on the things that matter to the people. And so I'm just going to read to you a little bit of a proclamation that explains what's happening and what just happened. So it is the 7th of April 2022, and today a fourth petition of remonstrance was submitted by us to the Arizona House and Senate. Some of our public officials are ignoring the people. Many people have sent letters, emails, they've signed petitions online regarding Resolution HCR 2033 to set aside the presidential electors from 2020. Why has it been held up and obstructed by the Speaker of the House? Why no movement? Why no vote? Some of our lawmakers are currently arbitrarily choosing when to act and ignoring the people and the law. Do you have discretion to ignore the law and the Constitution you swore to uphold and protect? I'm asking that question of our legislators. Do you have that kind of discretion to ignore the law and ignore the Constitution? We're asking you that. We'd like an answer. Who gave you that discretion if you believe that you have it? The 2020 elections process was filled with arbitrary treatment of people and our vote, and you partner with the harm to the people by your actions. We have to follow the rules and the law. Why don't you? Today, the newest petition submitted is in support of and to demand action on HCR 2033. HCR 2033 is the resolution to set aside and nullify the electors. The House must act. Then the Senate will be able to. Right now, HCR 2033 is just sitting there with no action. The resolution does not decertify an election. It states that the electors from this state were not chosen according to the manner directed by the Arizona State Legislature, and it sets them aside, nullifying them. Our petition adds facts to the record to argue that HCR 2033 must be voted on and must pass. The widespread violation of minorities and civil rights listed in the petition is just the tip of the iceberg and adds to the pile of violations and illegality already noted in the resolution and known by many. History is watching, and your vote matters, legislators, because you represent the people. You represent the people by your oath and bond. People in Arizona were treated differently according to arbitrary standards on a massive scale. What happened in Maricopa affected the electors for every Arizonan, every single person who voted. All facts should matter to the legislature. Why are some ignoring them? The 1.5 million extra ballots printed in Maricopa County should matter to the legislature, no matter party affiliation. In Maricopa's Acuna precinct alone, which is 92.3% minority population, 78% were turned away in 2020 because they were not eligible to vote. This is but one tiny example of a pattern of behavior in minority precincts that is similar across Maricopa. Where are the legislators who care about civil rights? It shouldn't matter what your party is. Where are you all? Where do you stand on this? We want to know. In 2012, just to give you a little bit of context, 2012, 2 out of 10 provisional ballots were canceled. But in 2020, 8 out of 10 provisional ballots in minority areas in Maricopa alone were canceled. The lack of lawful process and the unequal treatment affected Arizona voters in massive ways, and therefore the popular vote result as stated on the official canvas for this state, was not certifiable. Yet our entire executive branch, which is over here to my right, to your left, signed it, and they sealed it, along with the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, by the way, even though they knew it was not valid or lawful. They all had enough evidence back then to make the right decision. Bring HCR 2033 to a vote, Rusty Bowers. What are you waiting for? The popular vote in this state is added all together from the county canvases and shown on the statewide canvas. This, the people's voice, dictates the slate of electors that is chosen to be sent to U.S. Congress. There are more than enough facts to nullify the canvass, the ascertainment, and the certificate of vote. That's 3 documents. In addition, there were no certified voting system machines in Arizona for the 2020 elections. No legal votes at all. Therefore, the House of Representatives must bring HCR 2033 to a vote, and each must vote in full view of the people as to whether you will honor our vote and voice by doing what is lawful and true to start to correct the horrendous violation of rights that occurred. You have the power over the electors. There is documentation of many of these egregious problems in the January 6th congressional record. And the obstruction by some in the Arizona House, back then even, and the executive branch, and Maricopa County, even back then. The evidence is mounting each and every day. HCR 2033 matters to us. You are responsible for the information contained in the petition that was filed by the people. Ignorance is no excuse. In the second legislature of Arizona, way back in our history, the first special session on April 23rd, 1915, which is a full 107 years ago, April 23rd will be the same day of April that this session ends. Chaplain Cox, in that day, offered this prayer over the group assembled, and I'll close with this. I'm just going to read what's in the congressional record. God of all power and might, the maker and ruler of men, we commend our state to the guidance of thy wisdom, to the keeping of thy love. May the members of this legislature whom we have chosen serve thee in honesty of purpose and uprightness of life. May they never forget their answerableness to the people whom they serve and that people's God. Deliver them from the love of power and from motives of personal gain, from consideration of men or money in place of the demands of truth and justice, from losing patriotism and partisanship. Bless them with an ever larger vision of the truth and justice, an ever deeper sense of the demands of righteousness. Help them to measure up to their responsibilities so that the best interests of all the people may be served, without regard to personal ambitions. Do thou, O God, who alone canst direct the unruly wills of the people, be our counselor and guide. Amen.
Thank you so much. This is MAAP REAL Talk Show with you. Have a wonderful day. We don't say goodbye, we say stay tuned.